they didn't give a shit. And then what made them supermodels were the fact that they could work any designer, any runway. They could do any sort, whether it's, you know, editorial or, you know, any kind of look they could create. And they weren't afraid to be that. And so her mind goes exactly to that. That's part of, it's in her DNA as a model. And all of a sudden now everybody's a model. You know, they're a runway model.
Influencers are models.
When you call yourself a runway model, some of them should be at LAX. That's the only runway. No, I mean, I'm not kidding. They're like 500 pounds and they're just, you know, barreling through.
Oh my God, East Coast.
So especially. It is a little jarring when your mind goes to, when you say model, we're conditioned to think it has a certain look, a certain thing. You know, so I mean, it's no offense, but I think in any career, you should, there should be certain things.
There should be healthy.
If I want to be a doctor, I'm going to have to study to be. There are things that I have to do to become a doctor. If I want to be a model, then there are things that you have to do to become a model, and especially to be that kind of a supermodel. It's just not going to be.
That's true. That
mentality. So you can take pictures of that and wear big clothes and whatever. And there are designers that do that for that. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying in the mind of a supermodel, that's not the picture that pops up.
Oh my God, I went to LL Bean on my way to Boston. Rocky wanted to stop and get some fishing stuff. And we went into LL Bean and it was like, the first thing you see are plus size mannequins. In LA.
No, yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do.
And as they should, because clothes now are designed. There is a market. This is now. I'm talking about then. It was not. It was nothing you thought of.
We never had that.
You never had that.
It is like you look at like Christian Siriano, who's like notorious for designing. You know, like that's his whole.
And it's great. There's beauty in that. There's beautiful women, beautiful men that should not have to feel that they can't wear things or feel really great in their clothes or feel great in the way in their reflection. So that's all really important. But I'm talking about when you hear the word supermodel, that's the last thing you think of.
Right.
I don't want to turn people off. I love people of all sizes and shapes and colors. I do. And you're all invited to my show.
They're all invited to your show. So listen.
You said about that.
No, I know.
It was a different mindset.
Yeah, they took my show off the air.
It was such a good show. Oh my God.
Plus size.
It was, but that's not why it went off the air.
It was, yeah.
Really?
Because she got assaulted at a lunch.
Dove plus sizes were the advertisers.
You're gonna eat that?
Oh.
You said that to her at lunch.
Oh my God.
Well, look, you've changed your mind on that. You've changed your mind on Kendal and Gigi and Bella. Janice can change her mind.
I'm evolving. You're seeing the ever-evolving Janice.
You're seeing the ever-evolving Janice. Hey, listen, that's a great title for one of the songs on your album too.
Ever evolving.
Janice. Now listen, and I'm not,
out of your mouth.
And I'm not coming for you today, but how about this? So when you said, Joey's like, oh God, those are David's famous last words.
I'm going under the computer.
You not here on my show, even though she was on my show. Eva Marcille has done
on my show.
And she was here too. We love her, really. She says that when she won America's Next Top Model, that you told her, Janice, and she said this in an interview, well, great, you can now take that money and fix your nose. That's what she said.
I said that. If I said that I stand by it, she probably needed a nose job. Well, right. She got a couple $100,000 to fix her nose. Why not? And so, did she?
I don't know because I really followed.
Good look at her nose.
Well, I had a very lovely chat with Eva Marcille, as did you, Joey. So no, you don't.
No one noticed her nose?
No, I know when I brought your name up on the show, she cringed a little bit, but in a fun way, You know, I think she's great. I think she's beautiful. I think she's smart. She's really funny, had a great sense of humor. And she promised to take me to a bar in Atlanta when I come visit. So,
well, there you go, honey.
Yeah, but I don't know if you said that. I mean, but you know, again,
I probably did.
Again, it's coming from the vision of a supermodel, that aesthetically, these were the things that models were supposed to be. And if something was off, you had to get it fixed. A photographer would tell you, a designer would tell you, an agent would tell you.
Oh, they were brutally,
and that was
brutally honest.
But you couldn't walk into an agent's office. They're like, good luck with that. You'd have to get those. That's part of the requirement of being a model then. Now,
Everyone.
Everybody is a model, and everybody has a look, and everybody's everything. Everybody's man, everybody's woman, everybody's gay, everybody's straight, everybody's non-binary. Everything is everything. So these standards no longer apply. So when we had these conversations or these things, it was still coming from a mentality of how it was. And so we change, we evolve, we think differently. She thinks differently. You know, and people can say the same thing. She's in her 60s now. Why are you doing this? And that is, and I'll tell you something, that racism to ageism is the worst. You know why? Because that same person that is telling you you can't and you shouldn't, and because you're this age,
don't wear a bikini,
is going to be that age regardless.
No, I know.
So they're going to face that. We're all going to face that racism.
Who's
that
laughing last?
Ageism, and nobody talks about ageism. It's one of the worst because
I talk about it all the time. It is awful. Certain people get it, like Madonna gets it often.
She's fixing it up.
She doesn't need to open her legs, maybe. That's a little.
She likes to do that.
Bit much at any age, but especially
she gets age shamed a lot on her page.
But she looks great.
She's racy.
Just keep the legs closed a little bit.
So any words for Eva before we move on? Do you want to say something?
Stay fabulous.
Yes, I love you, Eva.
Stay fabulous.
I'll see you in Atlanta.
If I said anything to hurt your feelings, I'm sorry.
See?
Say that again.
If I said anything to hurt your feelings, I'm sorry.
And you're beautiful.
And you're beautiful.
I love a little Eva, but I love a little Janice too.
Thank you.
That could be a title for a song on your album as well.
Another one, Eva, I'm sorry. I shouldn't
That'll
have
be a long
said
playing
that.
album. I'm sorry.
How do you feel about, because you do respect a good hustle, Janice? When I think of you, I think of like a hustler in a good way. What do we think about this family, the Kardashians? I mean, they're hustlers, right? In a good way.
Well, I started out not liking them because they
liked
were really fat, but they've shaped themselves up, nips and tucks. There I go again. Nips and tucks and, plastic surgery every 5 seconds. I mean, and they've had that show on TV. Who's the producer? Ryan Seacrest. Good old Ryan Seacrest produced, a show that had its longevity, and now they're doing another show. So what do we think about them? Keep on trucking.
Do you know Kris Jenner? I mean, you guys are.
I met her once.
I met them all, yeah.
She's quite nice.
She's very nice. And Kim is lovely.
She is?
Lovely.
Okay. She wasn't nice to me.
Very nice to me.
Why wasn't she nice to you? When was she not nice to you?
Well, I tried to